Live from Carmel High School, this is CHTV.
Good morning, Greyhounds. My name is Gigi Welp.
And I'm Rebecca Lee, here with your CHTV Morning News. Before we begin, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence for all the lives lost during 9/11. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
22 years ago today, 2 passenger planes crashed into the Twin Towers, one into the Pentagon and one into a Pennsylvania field. This was a tragedy that rocked our nation and brought the United States into a 20-year war across the Atlantic and Afghanistan. However, the resilience of the American people could still be seen even in the midst of this chaos.
An often overlooked part of the 9/11 terrorist attacks were the rescue efforts that were made to get citizens off the island of Manhattan and into safety. Known as Operation Boatlift, the efforts of approximately 150 boats over 9 hours resulted in 500,000 citizens being transported to safety.
Operation Boatlift was the largest and fastest sea evacuation in modern history, even bigger than the Allied evacuation of Dunkirk. To learn more, you can find the Operation Boatlift documentary on YouTube.
It's no doubt that 9/11 has forever changed the United States. CHTV's very own Aarini Pareek spoke with Thomas Neal, Division Chief of the Indianapolis Fire Department and Program Manager of Indiana Task Force 1, who aided in the search and rescue following 9/11. We'll send it over to Brenna for sports afterwards.
My name is Thomas Neal. I'm a Division Chief with the Indianapolis Fire Department, and I'm the Program Manager for Indiana Task Force 1. I was actually working the firehouse the day before. I just walked in the door at the house. My wife was getting our 2 kids ready to go to school, and I was sitting there eating breakfast, and we were watching the Today Show, and they broke in with breaking news indicating that there had been a small aircraft that struck, the World Trade Center 1 tower. And so I got up and turned it on the larger TV because we just had a little small TV in the kitchen. And I'm standing there watching it, and I saw the helicopter go behind Tower 2. And all of a sudden, this huge ball of fire comes out of Tower 2. And at that point, I knew we were under attack. And then we drove literally 16 hours straight through and began our work at Ground Zero at 8:32, September the 12th. Probably the first sight of what was going on at Ground Zero is when we crested the hill coming towards the Lincoln Tunnel. And we came up over the hill, and you could see the South Manhattan skyline, and you could see the smoke. The first time we went physically down to Ground Zero, very chaotic. A lot of people still mulling around, dust. You couldn't get away from it. So those are the pictures that kind of always play in your head, and you remember, and then just the smell. I mean, at the time it was still burning, but our whole time there, we were there 8 days physically on site. We did basically search and rescue, a lot of hand movement of debris. We would crawl through void spaces, and so there were some void spaces we were able to get into and get some robotic equipment into to search for victims that may have survived. That, of course, we didn't find any. Most of the survivors from 9/11 were taken out shortly after 9/11 by their own personnel, FDNY or NYPD or the Port Authority.
Thank you to Mr. Neal and Aarini Pareek for that report. Good morning, Greyhounds. My name is Brenna Markland, your CHS sports anchor. To commemorate this day in history, I have a special story in sports. Pat Tillman was an NFL player who played for the Arizona Cardinals for 4 years. After the horrible events that happened on this day 22 years ago, Pat decided to reevaluate his career path. In 2002, Tillman announced that he would no longer be playing for the NFL and that he would instead be enlisting in the United States Army. Tillman didn't speak much of his decision, but he told one reporter after the 9/11 attacks, quote, "At times like this, you stop and think about just how good we have it, what kind of system we live in, and the freedoms that we are allowed." That July, Pat joined the Army, and in 2004, he was killed while serving in Afghanistan. Pat Tillman's sacrifice of his football career and his life are remarkable and will be always remembered on this day. Just like his efforts and his sacrifice, thousands of workers helped rescue people with search and rescue, police work, therapy, and comfort provision. Alongside them, an estimated 300 trained dogs helped in the aftermath of 9/11. Let's hear a little bit about our very own Mrs. Skeens-Benton's service dog, Rosie. Then we'll send it over to in-studio announcements.
So Rosie is different than other service dogs because she's a therapy dog, so she is not my service dog. She's actually here for everybody and for any student. So when they see Rosie, but just like any other dog, no matter where they are, they should always ask first, can I pet your dog? And then in Rosie's case, the answer is always yes. Rosie's actually certified by 2 different organizations. She's certified by the Good Canine Citizens, and then she's also certified by the Alliance of Therapy Dogs. And it's a pretty difficult process. She goes through a lot of training, and then we go through testing, and then a lot of paperwork. And then when that's finished, she's official, and it has to get renewed every single year. Of course, we have to give vet records and vaccination records to make sure that she's healthy. She's not here.
Race for Riley is this Saturday.
But when she's here, they can definitely come see her, or we can schedule a time and I'll make sure she's here with them.
Participate in this 3K.
You can find the link to register in the Instagram bio of @CarmelDanceMarathon. Remember, guys, you must register by midnight tonight to be guaranteed a t-shirt to race in. It is our first event of the year, so make sure to come and show your support for the kids at Riley Children's Hospital.
Back to the host desk.
Thank you. Before we move on to daily announcements, we would like to wish the happiest birthday to everyone listed on the bottom of the screen. Happy birthday, everyone.
Are you and your friends interested in playing soccer after school? If so, CHS Intramurals is having a call-out after school today, September 11th, in room E206. See Mr. Staley in room E206 if you have any additional questions.
A reminder to all members of the Computer Science Honor Society that the first meeting is today after school until 5:15 p.m. We will be meeting in the LGI room on the 2nd floor of the Freshman Center. There will be snacks. If you cannot make it, please make sure to fill out the absence form linked on the Canvas page.
The Biochem Club is a science-based club that delves into all the different fields you can go into as a science major. This club provides tons of hands-on experience and plenty of outreach program volunteer work.
We also do labs such as extracting DNA or writing in invisible ink, and provide experience for biochemistry-related jobs ranging from forensic science to analytical chemistry to all sorts of careers in the medical field. Join us today in B207, and if you're interested in science and professions in this career path, snacks and refreshments will be provided. The Carmel Model United Nations Club, a fun place to discuss and solve global issues with your friends, will be meeting every Tuesday this year in room E225. Snacks will be provided. Homecoming planning is officially in full swing. This includes planning for the annual Boots Fair. The Boots Fair is where clubs can put on various games and serve food and drinks to students during the pep rally. If you are a club that is interested in reserving a booth for homecoming, fill out the Google form on Instagram at Carmel_Senate.
Voting for Homecoming Corps ends on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Voting for Homecoming Queen will begin next week.
Whether you're a seasoned speed cuber or just curious about the world of Rubik's Cubes and other twisty puzzles, join the Carmel Cubing Club. We'll learn and solve all types of cubes, meet other puzzle enthusiasts, and develop a unique and rewarding hobby. The call-out meeting will be this Wednesday, September 13th at 8:15 a.m. in room E134.
Are you interested in introducing communities to the world of arts through arts and crafts, performance opportunities, and more, all while making friends and gaining volunteer hours? Then come to the United Under Arts call-out meeting after school this Wednesday, September 13th in P153. Again, the United Arts call-out meeting is on this coming Wednesday, September 13th in P153 after school. The Jewish Student Union will meet on Wednesday, September 13th in room A223 from 4:15 until 5. We will be having a movie night featuring Fiddler on the Roof. Movie snacks will be provided. After this, go to WHJE.com to listen to SRT live shows that are happening all this year.
And last but certainly not least, Pet of the Week submissions are officially open. Send your submissions to @CarmelTV on Instagram. That's all we have for your morning announcements, Greyhounds.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel at CHTV Carmel Television, follow our Instagram at Carmel TV, and also check out our new website, chtvcarmel.com, for any Carmel updates. This has been Gigi Welp.
And I've been Rebecca Lee. Have a great Monday, Greyhounds.